So I think it's perfectly okay to constantly question your life. And what I mean by that is, it's okay to audit your life every couple months, every 6 months, every year, and just be like, am I even happy with life right now? Am I at peace? Do I wake up every day joyful that I'm living the life that I'm living? And I think part of that comes with the paths we take, right? Whether it's relationship related, whether it's job related, career related, whether it's education related, whether it's the friendships, we decide to. But there's always, for me at least, I always ask myself, am I happy at this moment in life? Not necessarily just day by day, but overall, if I were to look 3 months down the line and just be like, everything stayed the same, would I still enjoy what I'm doing? Would I still enjoy my life as it is right now? Or is there inconsistency? Every day I wake up, I don't know if I'm happy with today. I don't feel happy. I don't feel... And I think deep down, we know. We know as individuals, we know the path that we're on is probably not the path that we want to be on. It's not the path that we would have chosen for ourselves if we were to do it over again. But one thing that's so important to me is, or one thing that stood out to me. So I watched. Let me give us a little back story on what even inspired this video. So I finally watched Sinners after a month. I know I'm like one of those people that I never go to the movie. So I finally went to watch Sinners, and the main theme I got from that movie is, what path are you taking? What path are you taking? Obviously, the movie is a spiritual movie. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of different themes. But for me, my takeaway was, what path are you taking? What decisions are you willing to make over and over and over again? And that you just, no matter what it comes with, you're cool with the consequences. You're cool with what happens. You just want to take that path and roll with it. And for me, when I look back at 5-10 years over time, I think why did I take that path, and what happened because of that path, right? From choosing my degree, I wanted to be a civil engineer, then I moved to construction engineering. Then when I graduated and I was doing construction engineering, I was like, man, 12 hours a day for this pay, this is not it. There's other things I can do to make more money. And then I went to tech, made more money, but it wasn't as stable as construction. And God showed, I saw that it wasn't as stable. Right? But then hunting jobs, doing all these things, looking for different, and then God brought something that kind of meshed the best of both worlds for me, where I could do a bit of everything that I love, and everything that I've kind of experienced and been exposed to throughout my educational career. Now I see it manifest itself in my career, right? So the path that I took, every step of the way, I was like, is this the path I should be taking? Am I comfortable with this path? And if you guys watch the movie, you know the main character, one of the main characters of the movie, Sammy, preacher boy, the path that he chose was the path that his father did not want to choose. His father warned against it. And we saw in the movie that the path that he chose brought all that happened in the movie upon him. But he still chose that path. Even after everything that happened in the movie, he still went down that route. I don't know how you pronounce it, but you guys know what I mean. He went down that road. And now I put it like to my life. Is there something that I'm so certain of, I'm so sure of, I'm so confident of, that no matter what happens in my life, I would choose that? Yes, there is. I can confidently say that there is something that no matter what happens in my life, all that's happened in the last 5-10 years, I've always ran back to the same thing. Which, for me, I can confidently say is God, right? Matthew 6:24 says, no man can serve two masters. So no matter what I might think I want, I have to look in this direction at all times, right? Like if you ever read about just history or you read about the early, times of the United States where a slave had to answer to their master. It's not exactly the same thing because you have the choice to do whatever you want. But when your master says, go do this, do that, you listen and you follow that direction, right? Pastel is probably a bad example because you have freedom of choice, but you guys know what I mean. When my master says do this, I have to do it. I want to do it. I don't always do it, but it's always going to be the best thing for me. And I think that's something that we as humans, we take into account whenever we make decisions. Like whatever path we want to be on, we make that decision that, hey, I know that this might be what's better for me, but this is just so much more enjoyable. It's so much more fulfilling to my flesh and to my desires in the moment. It's so much more. I'll feel better in the short term when I do this. I don't know what the long term looks like. I don't know what 10, 15 years down the line looks like, but I know in the next week, month, I'm gonna enjoy this that I've just done. And we do it with so many different things in our lives. Temporary satisfaction over long-term stability. We do that with so many situations in our life. What path are you willing to take? And are you willing to be okay with everything that comes with going down that path? I have to constantly ask myself, am I confident with everything going down this path? If I do this thing and I know what the consequences could be, am I still comfortable doing that thing? And the older I get and the more I question my life, the more I question my decisions that I make on a daily basis, the more I realize that no, I'm actually not comfortable with a lot of things, a lot of circumstances, a lot of scenarios that will arise because I went down this direction. I did this certain thing. I'm not confident. I'm not comfortable with it. And I don't know if that's a mixture of, I don't know if that's the maturity of just getting older and seeing more things and just experiencing more things, or if that's more the more you focus your attention on God, the more God will help you to look away from distracting things or things that will hurt you in the long run. Ultimately, in that movie, I was so frustrated because I was like, man, after all of this, you still want to go down this path. You still want to choose this life for yourself. And you're so comfortable with it. You're so confident with it. Like you have no issues with it at all. And the movie gave me shivers. It gave me shivers because it reminded me of so many different movies I watched over time in my life that made me question faith and made me really think deeply about faith and God and choices and decisions and the path I take throughout my life. I said, man, how many of us are like doing what he did in that movie on a daily basis? How many of us are doing these things where we know it's not good? We know it's not helping us in any way other than satisfying our flesh. We know it's not good, but we still want it. We still do it. And I think part of getting closer to God over the years is it means more questioning of things, more being stricter with things. People always say I'm strict or you're strict. You don't let anything get past you. It's like, yeah, because I've seen what being loose with my standards and being just frivolous has done to me in the past. That's why I became strict in the first place. That's why I became so stingy with the decisions I make, with things I give my attention to, my time to. Because I've seen what not caring or being nonchalant or only looking on the surface of things has done to me in the past. I can't continue to do that moving forward, especially now that I'm getting to an age where I want. I'm looking at marriage. I'm looking at a family. I'm looking at those things. I have to be more strict in terms of the path I take in life. I can't just do whatever I want to do, or do whatever feels good, or do whatever everyone else is doing. And another thing in the movie that I stuck with me was the paths that we take are so heavily driven by the people around us or the things around us, right? In the movie, looking up to criminals and gangsters, which is what his cousins were, it allowed him to dive deeper into what he was passionate about, right? If he had looked up to his dad and focused more on listening to his dad and wanted to be like his dad, he would have used that talent that he had for something else, and it would have had a different outcome, right? If you watch the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and if you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, I don't know. Just leave a comment below, and I'll explain. I guess I don't want to take away from anything else on the video, but I also did make a TikTok about what I got from the movie. It's like 9 minutes long. I'll link it down in the description if you guys want to see it and watch it and leave a comment there and just kind of engage with it over there. But overall, the people around us, the people that we our parents, our siblings, our friends, the relationships that we take, whether not whether romantic relationships, right? We date people that will either push us towards our faith, push us towards God, or push us towards our flesh. And the thing about it is, we know all these things. The hardest part is admitting it. It's right in front of you. You see it, but you just don't want to admit it. You don't want to admit that I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't go to this place. I shouldn't engage with this person. I shouldn't. We know deep down, because a part of us is always telling us, nah, don't do it. Don't do it. But you're like, man, it will feel so good in the short term. It will feel so good to give into my flesh and allow myself. No. What path are we willing to take? What decisions are we willing to make? Are we more worried about the tangible satisfaction and things that we can feel right now? Or are we more interested in stability in the long run? Because we know that every decision we make for that long-term, stability, it's not glamorous. It's not fun, but it's the healthy decision. It's the better decision for your peace of mind, for your long-term joy. So that's my question to you guys and myself. Are you willing, whatever path it is, are you willing to be okay with the consequences of that path? Are you willing to accept what comes with going down that route? Whatever. Are you okay with that? And I think every day you wake up and you ask yourself that, or you do a 3-month audit, 6-month audit, 1-year audit. Never allow yourself to dwell on something that you know is not good for you. Question it. Because if you question it, you get the answers. And the answer is what it should be, then okay, cool. Then you know. But question it. Dive deeper into it. People always try to tell me, oh, life is not that deep. Life is deep. Life is the deepest thing there is. I don't look at any action or whatever and be like, that's just what it is. No, there's a reason for that thing. There's a reason for that behavior. There's a reason someone did that. Or someone thinks like that. Or there's always a reason. And I want to look deeper underneath the surface to find that reason. I think to myself, every time I go online and I look at TikTok or Instagram or Twitter and just see what people post and see what people think, right? Because as somebody I love community and I'm passionate about community, and especially when it comes to the youth and just teaching them, mentoring them and stuff like that, I need to see how people think. Because seeing how people think, you have to study. I don't want to say your enemy because that sounds like extreme, but you have to study what is out there in the world, because that's what these kids are gonna grow up looking into and giving their attention to. You have to know how to combat those negative things that you see out there. So I go there and I read people's thoughts that they put on the internet. I'm just like, is this really how the world is, like this direction the world is going? This is really how we feel about certain things. Some people are just like, oh, it's just the internet, it's just jokes. No. I don't believe that. I don't believe people just go on there to just... I don't believe that. I believe there's a reason for those things. So overall, the paths we take, the decisions we make, what what contributes to those decisions, what contributes to those paths. Are we comfortable with those paths? Are we comfortable with the decisions we make? Are we comfortable with the outcomes that will come from those decisions, the consequences? Are we okay with that? If you ask yourself that every single day, every single month, every 3 months, every 6 months, every year, every 5 years, 10 years, and you're okay with what you just like the answer you get from that, then fine. Go ahead. But if you're not okay, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to change it. It all starts in your mind. So many people put negative things in their mind and negative things come and find them. You put positive things in your mind. You put the thoughts of joyful things, peaceful things in your mind. That's what will find you. That's what we need to be doing. I see so many people. It's kind of related, but I see so many people say after maybe you're kind to somebody in a relationship and they break your heart, and you're like, man, now I'm gonna just start being heartless. Now I'm gonna, acquire that behavior. And it's like, no, continue being who you are. Someone that appreciates that will find you. Like I say, good things come to those who wait. Good things come to those who wait. You continue to put out love into the world, love will find you. The world doesn't work in a way where you put out good things and bad things will always find you. That's not gonna happen. Trust that the good things will come. But yeah, overall, the movie was great. The messaging was great. The spiritual messaging was great in terms of what I gathered and what the Holy Spirit revealed to me. For me, it was great. And I'm grateful that I finally watched it and understood what was going on. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Please leave a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And I will... Something was on my mind, but yeah, I will see you guys very soon. God bless you. Love you all. Thank you very much. Bye.